am Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening right here in this community, and today will be no different. You know, from time to time we like to talk about things that are happening in our community that are making a daily impact in people's lives, actually with the potential to transform their experience and their meaning in life. The Huntsville Area Community Service Thrift Store is one of those components, and today you're going to learn all about this operation and how it's making a difference in the Huntsville-Madison community. Reggie Johnson is CEO of the Huntsville Area Community Service Thrift Store. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
It's good to have you on the show today, and it's okay to be okay.
Okay.
I know you've got that formal thing going on there, but it's okay. Reggie and I are old friends. We've known each other for many, many years, and I've known Reggie to be a guy that's really interested in making a difference in people's lives. So it really is good to have you here today to learn about this program and this service that's such an important part of the Huntsville community. Dee Logan is program coordinator for this event, for this initiative. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you know, now they really have, I know they're kind of low-key right now, but they've got a lot of good stuff to share, and I hope that you're as excited as I am by the time that they're finished talking about what they have to share. But let's start from the very beginning. Tell us what the Huntsville Area Community Service Thrift Store is.
Well, it's a spinoff from the Huntsville Area Community Service Center, where we feed some 1,200 people every month. And we were trying to figure out what else did the community need. You know, so we give away food and we do what we can in that area. But then we found out that people were not just hungry. A lot of them was clothes, you know, they didn't have any clothes.
Yeah, clothing deprived.
Right. And not to mention the fact that in the wintertime, the homeless people didn't have any coats, they didn't have any blankets. I know a lot of people do the bus drives and et cetera, but meanwhile, these 1,200 people see us every month. At least 300 of them come every week. And so they become family. And I know, Kenny, you have a sister, and if she didn't have a blanket, you'd give her one, wouldn't you?
Sure.
You'd give her a coat. So we started thinking, if this is our family, we have to do some of the same things. Yeah. So we've been around for the last 20 years, and it was time to move it up another notch, take it to the next level. And when I became the CEO, I determined in my heart that we wanted to make a difference in the Huntsville community. Somewhat, I'm just trying to follow in your footsteps. You know, you mentor a lot of people, but silently, you're one of my mentors.
Well, I'm honored to be that. And of course, I feel like we're part of the team that's dedicated to making this community a better place. Dee, of course, you serve as program coordinator. What kind of responsibilities do you have in this role?
I am the one who plans events for the community, as well as make sure that what we're doing is something that they really need, and making sure that the people that we need to join in with us, that they know exactly the reason why we're doing this, and make them understand, you know, that we need all the help that we can get. So I usually just plan events, programs, and things of that nature.
And are these programs basically designed to touch the people that are routinely served through the food services and the clothing services, or does it go out beyond those individuals and perhaps touch other parts of the community?
It goes out beyond that. It goes out to people mostly in the community, people that I know that I can connect with or have a good connection that can bring whatever we're looking for at the time, especially the younger kids, the youth, and things and people of that nature. Yeah.
Reggie, I'm still surprised often, and maybe surprised isn't the best word because I actually come from the field of social services, but I'm always in awe of the number of people who on a regular basis need fundamental basic things. We oftentimes hear about a specific demographic like the homeless, and we make assumptions about that group of people, and I think sometimes erroneously. we make assumptions about that group of people on good and bad sides of the discussion. But when you talk about people who come to you on a weekly basis, and then over the course of a month, you have some 1,200 people that come for just food, something that so many people take for granted. I think about the amount of food that we waste in society. I think about the number of people who live in what we call food deserts and don't have good, healthy, nutritious food on a regular basis and have access to life-sustaining nutrition. I think about that, and I'm still in awe that in a community like Huntsville, which happens to be a very resourceful community, a community that responds to so many needs, that problem still exists. And I guess I want you to speak from the perspective of someone who is in the trenches as a CEO, literally in the trenches, working with people every day, the kinds of things you see, the needs that exist, and the whole concept of how this can happen in not just so much Huntsville, but in our society today, with food just being one of the most fundamental things that people need.
Well, early on, I figured out that I could not be all things to all men. So I've never been homeless. I've never slept under the bridge, but I've been a little hungry. And you can tell I haven't missed too many meals, and I love to eat. So food became a natural for me. And really, these are not people that don't have jobs. Most of the people that come to me have jobs. Now, I do have the people that ride their bikes, that walk, but the majority of them are working people just like I am.
They're the working poor.
They're the working, underprivileged.
Yes.
I said like me, and I'm not poor, I just don't have it all.
Right.
But we need help making ends meet. Mm-hmm. So you know what? If I can go in the store, and after I make the decision to buy this medicine, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, now I don't have enough money. They can come by the center, they can get some bread, they can get some peanut butter, they can get some meat, then we can give them some desserts. Sometimes we have some vegetables. It augments their grocery shopping. Mm. So these are people, everyday people, and it's alarming. These are the same people I see at the gas station. Mm. These are the same people that I see in the grocery stores that call me by name, and I'm looking around. My wife will say, "Who's that?" And I'm like, I don't have a clue. And then they'll tell me tomorrow, "Hey man, I seen you at the store last night." Yeah. And it all comes together. Yeah. So these are everyday people that we try to help. Yeah. And most of them have kids, and kids eat a lot. Mm-hmm. And by the time you go to the football game and the basketball game and all these things, there's no money. Mm. And we don't want kids to be hungry. Right. So we help them. And what we actually do is give people an opportunity to help us. The programs that Dee puts together, they're not just fundraisers. Some are fundraisers to give people an opportunity to say, I want to help my neighbors because these are their neighbors. Mm-hmm. When I say I go to the gas station quite often, but most people do. And these are your neighbors that you see there that come by our center, and we're happy to help them.
Yeah, and you mentioned that whole notion of just making choices about how people spend their money, and that's one of the most common tensions in society today, where somebody has a job, but yet their salary doesn't pay for everything that they need. So they're just barely making it. They're having to pay their rent, their utilities. In some instances, they're having to get medication because of a disability or an illness. Mm-hmm. They're trying to maintain transportation in a community that is sometimes challenged by that. And so decisions are made on a daily basis that a lot of people don't even have a clue about as to how am I going to spend that money, and also try to provide some balance for my family, meaning that we can have a little entertainment every now and then. You want to feel like everybody can have a little bit of something. And in reality, it's a very difficult challenge for many people in our society to make those ends meet on a consistent basis. Hence, the Huntsville Area Community Service program center comes in, and now you have the thrift store as well. And you've added to this, as you said, with the food program, an initiative in clothing. The next step with clothing, of course, you want to be able to put it all together. And so you're now launching an initiative called Dress for Success, essentially, where you're focusing on some of those fine-tuning aspects of that job, of that task. Tell us something about that.
Well, that came into play when we realized, okay, we need to move to the next level. We want to provide clothes. And so the best way to do that, because they don't really like you to mix the food with the clothes. So we opened up a thrift store. A thrift store, again, is another way for the community to help because we accept donations. And by us accepting donations, people feel pretty good. I mean, this happened to me. I don't get a chance to go, you mentioned entertainment. Hardly get the chance to entertain. But I went to the movies. There was something that my wife wanted to see. And I went, and so a lady was like, hey, and then she caught herself and thought about it. Maybe I shouldn't be speaking to him because I come get food. You know, and I'm like, hey, because you need some food don't mean that you can't go to the $1.50 movie anymore. You know, they didn't change that, but that's where I used to go. But, you know, so like I said, these are regular people. But she felt so good when she could come by and get some food and drop me off some new clothes. Because somebody bought it, you know, regifting. She didn't like it. But she felt so good to have an opportunity to give back. And so that's how the thrift store came about. An opportunity for us to give back and to help somebody else who don't have what we have.
So we've got just a few minutes left in the program. If somebody wants to give their, and I'm going to say their new clothes or their gently used clothing, clean,
Yes.
to you, if they wanted to donate that, there are lots of donation points all over the city for lots of different things, but this is an initiative that is community bound and the people in the community come to you. I'm sure people from outside of the immediate area come to you as well because they know the center's there. How can they reach out to you, and are there any specific things that they need to know about donating other than what I just said?
A place, 1705 Pulaski Pike. That's a great place, and we're there pretty much every morning. Or 3400 Blue Springs Road, across from First Baptist. That's where the thrift store is located. And where's that address, Ms. D? 3400?
3400,
Blue
Blue
Springs
Spring
Road.
Road.
And that's where we are. But we wanted to talk about Dress for Success.
Well, we've only got a couple of minutes left right now, so we'll have to probably come back and do that at a later time. If you want to just tell us real quickly about how people could get more information about that, that would be fine.
Dress for Success, we want to pick 10 seniors from every high school and college in the city of Huntsville, the city of Madison, 10 students, and we want to give them a suit of clothes. Naturally, I'm a guy, so I think about a guy, so we want to give them a shirt, a tie, a belt, shoes, dress them so that when they go out and look for a job, they can look like you, Kenny. They can't be you, but at least they can dress like you.
Well, they can be me. Absolutely. They can be me and anything that I've become because of the great things that people have poured into me. First and foremost, Jack and Annie Anderson, my parents, and of course, every other person who took the time to say, you know, do the right thing and to keep me on the right track. So they can definitely be me, and I certainly hope that they will become me and do far more than I've ever been able to do in our lives and society. Again, it's the Huntsville Area Community Service Thrift Store and Center and Thrift Store.
Correct.
Kind of go together. How can people reach out and get in contact?
256-226-0000, 256-226-0000.
That number's so easy to remember. Just watch me in a moment as I show you how easy that number is to remember. CEO Reggie Johnson of the Huntsville Area Community Service Center. Thank you for being here with us today.
Glad to be here.
And Thrift Store. And also Dee Logan, Program Coordinator. Thank you for being here with us today.
You're welcome. I enjoyed being here.
We hope that you've enjoyed the great information that we've shared about the Huntsville Area Community Service Center and Thrift Store today. You can reach out to them for more information at, watch me, Reggie, 256-226-0000. Real easy number to remember. We hope that you'll dial that number right now even and be able to pour into their lives, be able to provide donations for our community so that you too can make a difference in the lives of other people. We hope that you like the video that you just watched, and you can also see a copy of this if you like our Facebook page, which is Impact with Kenny Anderson, where you can also see some scenes of what happens once the camera stops rolling. For Impact, I'm Kenny Anderson. Have a great day.